Hey everybody, this is PJ Riley from Competition Archery Media at the True Ball Pro-Am, London, Kentucky. Out here, first day of scoring, another beautiful day here in London, Kentucky. So this is this new system that we set up where we're out here on the range. So it's not necessarily a live shot, but it is look live. And so we're going to go back and post this up as soon as we can to get this out to you. But we are here on open pro range, and there's a reason we did that. So you can see Levi Morgan standing there. And we'll ask him about this, but you can see he is shooting a Matthews V3X. Now that's not your typical Matthews target bow. But of course he can shoot whatever he wants. But we're going to ask him about that because we have not seen him shoot that bow in competition. But we're shooting at the Blessed Buck here. You can see we've got our target cam set up so you can see where the arrows hit as he shoots. So Levi's shooting uphill here at London in the morning. That means the sun is right behind him. This obviously is a dark target. And I can tell you from where I'm standing, it's just solid black. Of course, he sees a lot better than I do. Center 10 for Levi on that shot. All right, so we're going to ask Levi about this bow here. So, Levi, V3X.
Yeah, I tried to hate it all week, and it just kept shooting good, and I was just, sometimes I've always been that way. Sometimes if I shoot a bow for too long, I just need to change it up. I don't know if I get lazy with it or if I just feel too much with it or something. Same way it used to be with releases. So I come back from the IBO, and after a couple of days, I was like, I'm just going to take it off the wall. I always shot it good hunting. And I set it up, went out and shot 8 out of 10 in the first 10. I was like, now I got to try to talk myself out of this, And it just kept shooting good. So.
Well, talk about that. I mean, traditionally, people would think of that as a hunting bow, but obviously more than that.
Yeah, I mean, it's 33 axle to axles, but it's got giant cams. It shoots a lot more like a 35 axle to axle and feel-wise. And honestly, it just aims good. It's fast. I don't know. It's 80. It's high let off compared to what I've been shooting. And I just think I needed something a little different for a little while. And I mean, you may see me with a TRX tomorrow, but right now it's shooting good and I like it. So, but yeah, it's a hunting bow, but it was one of my favorites for sure. So
we saw the social media, so I was like, and I didn't know if it was real, so I was like, I got to go see if he's shooting that.
Yeah, everybody's like, I thought that was a joke. I was like, no, I'm not playing.
All right, man. Appreciate your time. Good luck this week.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
All right. So there you have it from the man himself. Now we got Nathan Winters on the line. Still shooting this Blessed Buck. We've got Wayne Schlabach and Jay Moon was our last archer he shot. But yeah, I just had to ask Levi about that because I saw his social media where he said he was going to shoot it. Well, I guess like everybody else, I thought it was a joke, but no joke. And Jeff Hopkins, of course, he's been competing all year with the Matthews Phase 4, which is this year's hunting bow, flagship hunting bow. And, of course, he's been killing it with that. So Levi mentioned that 33-inch axle to axle and the big cams. These also have monstrous risers. So I know that V3X, the riser on that is actually bigger than my TRX 36. So the bow is 3 inches larger, but the riser's bigger on that V3X. Anyway, if anybody cares. Back to the action. So we were talking earlier about London, Kentucky here. On the power line. This is the power line. You've probably seen it in the shots, but what's happening is the archers are just off the power line into the woods, just so they're not standing in sun and shooting into the shade. The other side of the power line is a lot rougher. I will tell you that because the sun is shining on it. But this side, the shaded side in the morning of the power line, you're shooting uphill and the sun's behind it. The other side, you're shooting downhill, but you got the sun is on those archers now who are on the other side. And they are stepping into the woods, but I bet you they're still getting a lot of backlighting in their scopes. But we'll follow this crew down here. So if you've been following along, Levi Morgan is our leader so far in Open Pro for the Shooter of the Year race. Get these scores here. Looks like we got a 10, 10, 8, 5. So that one was a tricky target there. Okay, so back here with another group. And you can see we got Dan McCarthy in this group. Brady Myers, Nick Harp, and Nathan Brooks. Dan McCarthy, of course, finished second, that's right. He was leading in Foley, and Levi on that last shot took the win there. Dan missed the last tournament in Minden, so he's back out here. He won the IBO 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago? Last week. Whenever the IBO was, Dan won that. Said, no, that's why I'm hitting all these 12s. Said he's been fishing a lot, which is good for his archery. Nick Harp up here. This is a longer coyote. It's not max distance, but it's out there. And again, shooting uphill here. There's sunlight coming in. They got it backed up. There's a log behind it. It's tough to see, tucked between some trees. It's a tricky shot.
I wouldn't have said where I hit because I stepped down. Just under it. Right.
So if this is your first time watching this particular setup here, this is what we've been trying to work out for a couple years now, is how do you get meaningful video coverage of what happens on the ranges. We've all seen the cell phone videos from behind, you know, it's better than nothing, but let's be honest, that stuff is not the best. We can do better. So we have this setup where we're able to move around with the archers with our regular broadcast cameras. You saw we had a target camera on the last one. I wasn't able to get it placed in time for this before this group shot. But you're able to see them shoot and then where the arrow hits on the target.
Gotcha.
We know that's what you all want to see, it's a logistical, there's lots of hurdles. But we figured them out, and now you're looking at it. Nathan Brooks on the line right now. And there's Dan McCarthy. He took his stool there, so he's putting his foot on the lower bar. Obviously, there's some funky footing there, and using his stool there for some leverage. Now, for those of you out there who like the unknown game, the ASA started something yesterday. It's called the Listen and Learn program, where Car Kelly had 20 pros out on the range with 100 amateurs, and the pros just went around and gave them all their tips on how they judge distance. They moved from target to target. There was no shooting. It was just judging how to judge distance. Dan McCarthy was part of that. Levi Morgan was part of that. Car Kelly, I mean, it was just a star-studded field there. So if you're thinking about coming to Metropolis, be sure you watch the Archer Facebook page for sign-up. But here's Dan shooting the coyote. Nathan Brooks said he finally missed one. He only shot a 10 on that one. Let's get out here and check out this target. What'd you get, Nathan?
2 8s, 2 10s.
2 8s, 2 10s on that target. So, I have to tell you a story about that Listen and Learn judging seminar. Dan McCarthy walks up. He's explaining his process, and he says, my initial estimate on this is I'd probably shoot it for 42. And then he walked through what he does, risk and reward, if he has to aim up or lower, going through all his steps. And he says, I'd probably shoot at the upper 41 and a half. He walked off, and someone ranged it, and it was 42 yards. So that's how good he is. But we'll get you set up. We'll watch those guys shoot this next one. Looks like Brady Myers is up first. This is a tricky shot too. So we've lightened the cameras so it, kind of makes them so you can see the targets. But I can tell you from back here where we're standing, this is a brown target completely surrounded by brown. Ground around it, trees, everything above it and to each side and below it is brown. But I did discover yesterday on this target, there are 2 black dots that are on either side of the upper 12, and there's a black dot right in the corner of the lower 12. So if these guys can pick that out in their lenses, you do have good aiming references. Question is, can you see it? These guys are younger than me. I can tell you, I can't see it. It's not a long target either. It's fairly short. Center 10 on that one. Nathan Brooks is up next here. So you can see Nathan looking for something. And now Dan's offering him a stool. Same thing. Wants that something to level his footing. So what's happening is where they're standing is their front foot is higher than their back foot. So he's looking for a stick or something he can wedge in under his back foot.
Just snapped. All right.
So now he's standing on a pile of dirt and Dan McCarthy's umbrella.
I don't know if that's how we use them, but that's how I use it. Maybe that's why I'm so hard on stuff. Everything's got multi-purpose. Yep.
These guys, of course, are pros, and I'm nowhere near what their level is. But I can tell you yesterday in the team shoot, when I had to shoot uphill, I did not do this. And it just makes you feel, it really makes you feel like you're raising that bow, pushing it way up because your feet are off level and the target's uphill. It's not a ton uphill, let's be honest here. We're not shooting up a mountain, but it did feel like the bow weighed way heavier than it actually is. All right. Nathan Brooks on the hyena. We think that one is just a little bit low for an 8. Good line, couple yards off. Like I said, this brown target with the trees and leaves and everything around it, I can see where this one's messing with depth perception. You don't have a lot of references. I was listening to how these folks judge distance and what they use, and ASA knows all that and does a lot to try and hide some of it. So when they hide one in the trees like this, it's specifically to do that, to take away some of their references. I bet you it doesn't fool Dan McCarthy, though. Got a letdown. Dan McCarthy on that one. Just over top of it. Let's ask Dan about how fishing's doing for him. Dan, how is fishing helping your archery?
It's a lot more fun. I can cast these things really accurately, but the judging part of it's...
Yeah, a good question. So if your electronics at home tell you that your cover is about 20 feet out there.
The live sonar, it tells you exactly how many feet. So it's
Can you judge across open water?
Yes. But I get to find out if I'm right by when you see it go down. It's like, no, that was only 35 feet. That's 40.
All right, Dad. Hey, good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Sorry we took you away from your fishing.
I'll hold it against you until the next one.
There you have it. If Dan McCarthy's not shooting his bow, you can bet he's fishing somewhere. Nick Harp. Looks like we might have an 8 there.
Good? Yeah.
So. Okay. So this is the True Ball Pro-Am. True Ball Excel, one of the longtime big sponsors of ASA. Well, every archery event. If there's an archery event, you're going to see that True Ball logo out there somewhere. They support everybody in archery. Also a big supporter of us at Competition Archery Media. We can't thank the Summers family enough for everything they do for archery. And so this is their signature event here in London, Kentucky. And we are on the infamous power line. If you're just tuning in, again, you're shooting uphill on one side of the power line, downhill on the other. In the morning, you've got light behind you on the uphill side. In the morning, you've got the sun right at your back. So lighting's a problem. It's dark anyway in there, and then you're fighting the sun. So it's just tricky. What we did here, next up, we're going to keep our target camera here because Levi Morgan's group is up next. We did hear that the ASA has been here for 15 years. And in those 15 years, Levi Morgan, the pros, if you hear them talk about London, they're like, oh man, this London, the power line, we don't like that. Levi excels here. Of 15 years, he has podiumed 13 times. He's won it 9 times. So he's got a pretty good track record here. Another one is Levi's buddy and known pro, Justin. I'm drawing a blank on Justin's last name. Known pro. Justin Hanna. Saved by the producer. It's early and my brain's fried. Yeah, Justin Hanna. He does pretty well here too. Nathan Winters, how's it going today?
It's good, but I heard you shot really, really good yesterday on the team shoot.
You know what? Some days it's better to be lucky than good.
I'm telling you, from what I understand, you couldn't miss yesterday. I got a friend that shot with you, and he was like, this PJ is the real deal. Like, I don't know why he doesn't shoot the tournament.
Hey, you know what? I was like, oh, this is fun, blah, blah, blah. The very last target, I looked at the scorecard and I was like, hey, if I don't shoot an 8 here, I got a clean target. Guess what happened?
It happens sometimes. Pressure.
I hadn't thought about it all shoot. As soon as I thought about it, 8.
Yeah, my buddy was like, last night we were talking about it. He's like, PJ, we were getting to wonder if he was going to miss ever. And so I'm telling you, maybe there's a tournament future for you, buddy.
I'm telling you, I should actually retire now. Just call it quits. Hey, go out on top.
That's it.
Hey, thanks, Nathan. Appreciate it. That was the team shoot we were talking about yesterday. I somehow managed a score of 10 up, 6 12s, 3 10s. Last target, I shot an 8. But enough about me. Nobody cares what I do. We want to see Levi Morgan with his V3X. Everybody's looking with binoculars, and the word is it's close. Might have to see one when we go down there. See what this one is. Got J Moon up on the stake now. All right, J Moon on the hyena. All right, now we got Nathan Winters. Looks like J Moon shot a low 8, we believe. I think I can see from here. So yeah, so this one is definitely fooling people. Either that or they are gunning at that dot they can see that's right up against the lower 12. All right, let's go see what we got here.
Well, you did it again, Jay. Not cool, buddy.
12 it is there for Levi Morgan.
Not cool. I mean, that was better than the last time.
You saw what they did there. They each one made their call, loaded on their hand.
I like the suspense.
It's good for live TV.
Hey, it was good for live TV, guys.
Must hit high.
Sorry, I wasn't looking.
Must have hit high. Nobody was saying anything.
How's that? Good? All right, back to the action here. One of the joys of live coverage, especially on a power line, is microphone interference. So we just had to switch one out. So now we're back. Andy Calloway on the stake. We're going to get this next target. We're going to get the target cam set up. Watch Andy Calloway shoot there. In the power line. Oh, and we have scores here. How about we do this? Let's give you some scores. So, after 5 targets here on the Open Pro range, we have Dan McCarthy leading at +8. Levi Morgan in second at +6. Then, in third, we have a tie. Sable, Goza, Winnie, Lance, Wilson, all at +4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 archers. Hogan, I'm assuming that's Hunter Hogan at +3. And then Hacker, Jeffries, Wallace, Altizer, +2. That is our scoreboard there. And while we're waiting, actually, I see more scores I'll give you. So over on Senior Pro, we have Mead and Kevin Cook leading at +6. This is Senior Pro. Mead and Cook +6. Hopkins, Young, Boykin +4. Christianberry, Drouillard, Kesey +2. And then on Women's Pro, we've got Melissa Kilburn, Emily McCarthy +2. We have Lane and Kelly. I think it's Randa Lane. I believe I have that right. And Cara Kelly even. Whitney Price even. And then Kay Price. I believe that's Caitlin Price. I know Whitney Price. I'm not sure I know Kay Price. But she is at -1. So +2. And then we've got evens and -1 on the scoreboard at Women's Pro. Our other ranges are way far down, so I can't get you those right now. So up first, I believe, is Michael Huff. And we were talking earlier about Levi shooting the V3X, a hunting bow for Matthews. When we see Andy Calloway come up, he's shooting the Phase 4, which is this year's flagship hunting bow. Don't really see hunting bows from the other companies. I can't think of anybody else who shoots a hunting bow for target. But Michael Huff up on the Hyena. Upper is called. I like the upper on this one too. I can see those 2 dots framing the upper better than I can see the 1 in the lower.
I couldn't stop it.
Looks like he's
Yeah, bottom of it. Bottom shot.
Maybe.
bottom of it. There's a 12. Yeah, see those? If you look at Michael's arrow, you can see those 2 dots. Man, it's a good reference. You just know right between them, that's where that 12 ring is. All right, next up, I think it's Chance shooting next. Yeah, looks like it. Winner of our last 2 tournaments in the Open Pro division. Chance well known across archery, of course, especially for his indoor game where he's shot at Vegas. I think it's like 17 or 18 900s at Vegas. Nobody else has done that, but he's also pretty good at 3D. Looks like he's just to the right of that 12.
Too much.
That's going to be a 10 for Chance. Now we've got Andy Calloway. There he is shooting that Matthews Phase 4 hunting bow. Good catch there, Chance. It was smooth. Chance's bow was just about to tip over and he caught it. Oh, cracked somebody's arrow.
Yeah, you're down by the lower.
Center 10 kicked off Andy's arrow. Yes, it did. Andy said that kicked him hard. So Jason Dickey. Jason is shooting the new Elite Verdict. Again, if you appreciate seeing this type of coverage, be sure and leave a comment in the comments section.
I'm just doing that. Like I've been looking at targets quite a bit. Now I think it almost hurts you. Between.
Yes.
I mean, between Georgia and Louisiana.
Oh, that one was.
Good shot.
Got the lower. Good shot. Donutted it. Good shot, Jason.
Me up on something. Whatever it may be, sir.
So, 12 Michael Huff, 12 for Jason Dickey, 2 10s. All right, folks, that's going to do it for us here for the first day of coverage at the True Ball Pro-Am, London, Kentucky. We've been following the Open Pro group. Hope you appreciate that. There's a lot of logistics that go into it. But anyway, it's all cool. Stay tuned with us. Of course, we'll be back out with the pro ranges tomorrow. We've got the rest of the day today. We're going to be finishing out our pro scoring. Tomorrow morning, we'll be back out. And then the big show starting at 4 p.m. tomorrow, Saturday afternoon. 4 p.m., you're going to tune in to the Competition Archery Media's Facebook and YouTube. 5 p.m., you can pick us up on the Sportsman's Channel. Thanks for hanging with us.